Alright guys, what is going on? I just wanted to start a quick video. Today is the first day of Prime Day, and I just kind of wanted to get some stuff that I would personally recommend, stuff that I use at the very least once a week. And just get some recommendations out there for you guys if you're looking for anything like this. So I'm going to start with kind of like the everyday carry stuff. Starting with one of the things I have laid out here. And that is this little key organizer thing. So you can add these little spacers in and make it bigger, smaller for how many keys. I only have 3 in here. And then I have these little quick detaches for different keys for different vehicles. And then I just have 2 of them sitting on there, but they're on all of my keys. Like here we have one for the Durango. Set you right here for balance. And then all we got to do is just push that in, and now the key's on there. And then if I don't want to drive the Durango that day or have that key, just pop it off. These are the truck keys because I have 2 for them. And then carabiners. Carabiners are great. Even if you're a key in a pocket type person, if you get some place to hang your keys up and you hang it up that way, or hang on your belt loop or your bag or whatever. I have carabiners all over the house. Don't use them quite particularly often other than on the keys, but they are nice to have extras of in case that one breaks or whatever. Next thing will probably be a flashlight. I use flashlights close to every day, actually. This is the Streamlight wedge. They have a smaller one. I don't have the smaller one. I've never used the smaller one. I want it, but I'm also kind of thinking about going to the O-lights. I don't know. I'm very much a Streamlight guy, though. I like Streamlights. This one is very bright, though. I don't know the lumens. A lot of the stuff or similar things will be in the description from Amazon. Some of the stuff I couldn't find the originals of, like the keychain thing. But then go in the other pocket here, I have a Leatherman skeletool. Now this is the CX version, which is a little bit better metals used in it. I have the original one in the Amazon cart. If you want to go with the CX version, go for that. These are super cool though, super handy. I previously carried the Signal, and you guys will see that here in a few minutes. But this one, super easy knife to open up, and then try to do this one-handed on a fairly new. There we go. Just go right here. Trying to do this one-handed on a fairly new tool. But then we have the pliers, and you have a screwdriver here, and then right here we actually have a spot that will store another bit. If I can get it out. There we go. So these are a couple Phillips, and then obviously in here we have a couple flatheads. I forget that on this one you actually it like locks in place, which is great. The Signal did not do that. But then I also have a wallet. Obviously, this is an easy flip-up wallet. And then it's got the little strap here for like cash, whatever. I have a beard comb in there. I mainly use it to fix my hair when I go to the office. I couldn't find this one. I'll put a similar one in the Amazon cart. And then, as you guys know, if you've watched any semi-recent videos, I've been carrying a fixed blade with me, and I've been loving it. Absolutely loving it. It kind of gets in the way sometimes, but now that I got a sheath figured out that I like, I really no regrets. So this is an Esee 3. I would probably recommend the Azula 2. I think they're a little bit smaller, but I like the SE3. So if you want a nice fixed blade, here you go. And then on my person, the last thing that I would recommend pants wise is a gun belt. This is a ratcheting gun belt, which is super nice. I won't go too in depth with that right now, but essentially you have these micro adjustments. So if I need to sit down and there's a gun on me or whatever, there's something that's too tight, I can hit a clip, or I guess we're going to. We can hit this little button here and it'll loosen it up, or I can just squeeze it and it'll tighten it back up, which is super nice, super convenient. You don't gotta fiddle with holes or readjusting like the friction types or anything. It's even when I'm not wearing a gun, I'm wearing this belt. On the topic of firearms though, everyone will ask what kind of pants you wear for concealed carry. I don't know, these came from Costco, but they have stretch, they're super comfy. I think they look good. And that's just what I wear, they're just pants from Costco. Sunglasses are always a good one. These are Heatwaves. If you noticed, I recently got some different ones. These are the Vice. I have some lenses coming for these. These are just the regular non-polarized Heatwave glasses. Not a fan. But I do like their polarized glasses, or the polarized lenses. That's what was on my old pair. Those are great. I have some from a third party coming. They're supposed to be even better. Still waiting on them, so I will update you guys after that happens. And then I always wear these Vans MTEs. They look kind of like a boot. These are the MTE 2s, I believe. So if you're unfamiliar, they're essentially a snowshoe that Vans makes. So the inside is insulated to be warm and whatever, so your feet aren't freezing. And they do their job. I've been up to like shin-high snow, and the only cold that I got was snow that got in the boot. Anything outside of the boot wasn't really causing me a problem. They do great, but also it's 100 degrees right now outside. I've been in hotter, and they don't really bother my feet. They do good. They stay on my feet really well. It kind of feels like a shoe still, but it looks like a boot, which is something that I like, because most boots are not comfortable, in my opinion, unless you spend hundreds of dollars. And you can find these usually on sale for less than $100. I bought 2 pairs of these for less than $100, finding them on a good sale, and then we went back and bought 2 more pairs of shoes, another pair of MTEs, and just regular shoes for one of the boys. So yeah, they highly recommend them. And then guys, back here, move. I really like these Dewalt cups. So this is a smaller one. I don't know how many ounces this is. It's like 20, I think. So I usually use that one for iced coffee or anything in the morning. And then this is a bigger 32-ounce Dewalt cup. You can see it's got a couple dings here. It's been used and abused, but it has done its job. That's a 32-ounce cup. I'm bad at drinking water, but I will throw ice and Mountain Dew in that, and it'll keep me good. It'll stay cold pretty much all day. Alright, and then even though I live in Arizona, I will always keep a flannel close. This is Redhead, which is the Bass Pro brand. But we keep our house pretty cold, so if I'm just hanging out around the house and it's cold, I'm going to throw a flannel on. I have a couple different brands. There's some from Walmart, there's some from Amazon, there's some from Bass Pro. I like the Bass Pro ones the most. They're the thickest, and I feel like they fit the best. But the ones at Walmart are usually thinner, which is kind of nice for just hanging around in the house. But they are nice and warm. And then, if I need protection from something, if I'm laying around on the nasty ground, then it's hot, I can put that on and hopefully not burn myself too bad. Let's move on to the stuff that I will usually keep in a vehicle with me, though. really quick before we get too in-depth in that, this is one of the things that will usually stay in the vehicle with me, but it's not there because I'm using it, so I'm not going to put it in there because then I'm going to lose it and forget it. I mean, this is a cheap Nico socket case. We go from 7 all the way up to 19 3/8 drive. Doesn't skip none. Shorts and deeps. So most of my stuff will use like 10s and 13s, 15s, which is why I have that one. And why it stays with me in that case. Alright, so they're moving on to the stuff that I will usually keep somewhere in a vehicle with me or close by. This isn't really one of them, but this is a thermocell. These are great for mosquitoes and other flying, biting bugs. I don't know what else it's good for. I only use it for mosquitoes, but it does fantastic. If you haven't used these or heard of these, look them up. They essentially use this fuel canister of butane that goes in here. And that'll last you about 12 hours, and then these blue guys will change. These are good for about 4 hours. And they're supposed to protect you for like 15 feet, which is fantastic. I usually keep it on my fishing bag, but usually fairly close in case I'm working on something or somewhere where mosquitoes are super bad. I can just kind of throw that on. Another handheld item here is just that GMRS radio. I personally prefer GMRS over ham, just because the licensing is a little bit easier. You don't have to take a test, you just have to apply for the license, and it's good for like 10 years. And then anyone in your household can use it, so if you have a family or anything, as long as they have your call sign, they respect the rules, they can use it. And then the range is way better than like a CB radio would be, for example. So this usually stays in the car with me. I don't usually take it out unless I'm just bored, want to listen to people talk. And then onto this bag. So this is a Vertx Commuter or Transit Sling. I don't remember which one. Super cool bag. Has a bunch of pockets in here. Basically the main things I want to highlight is I have another flashlight in here. This is, of course, another Streamlight. Very bright flashlight. And that's just stored in this little molly pouch because it doesn't have a clip. And then the Leatherman signal that I mentioned before, just in case. This one has a ferro rod and a safety whistle and stuff, so if for some reason I did need help, or I was stranded or whatever, I could do that. And then in here, this is just a basic med pouch with basic medicine stuff in there. So like we have an inhaler in here, there's a quick clot, there's probably a tourniquet in here. I don't know what's all in here. Basic like band-aids and stuff too for boo-boos and scrapes. There's a schmog in here. I'm not really going to highlight that, but I do keep socks in here just in case for some reason I gotta change socks and I don't have anything else, like if I fall in a lake. However, these, it's the brand I really want to talk about, is Darn Tough. If you watched my camping video recently, actually, it wasn't shown when I mentioned it. I legit, like, my entire leg was in the water. With these same shoes, too. The shoes did a pretty good job of holding the water. Not good. Although they are water resistant, so that means that they only held water that went in through the top, which is good. But it was 5 minutes maybe, and my feet felt dry again. It wasn't until we got back to camp and took my shoes off that I was like, oh, no, my feet are actually wet still. So they are super nice. They're made out of a moisture wicking wool or something. There's some science behind them. I have a buddy who works there, so he hooked me up with them. I don't know if they're on Amazon or not, but go to Darn Tough or Google Darn Tough socks or something and you can find them. Tons of designs, tons of styles, tons of everything. Very nice company. I wear those. I have regular, Hanes socks or whatever that you can buy from Walmart. But I usually wear the darn top ones if I'm actually out doing something, and I'll just wear the other ones if I'm just lounging around the house that day. So this bag is just some cheap Ryobi bag that I got from my dad. Not really talk about the bag at all, but the contents of the bag. So I have some winter gloves in here. Again, I'm in Arizona, I don't need those much, but again, they are gloves. So if I do need to grab something that's super hot or super cold or kind of dangerous, I have those gloves to wear those. I'm a big glove guy. I like wearing gloves when I do things. Same thing with shoes. I don't like going barefoot. But all my gloves have recently gotten destroyed, so I myself will probably be looking on Amazon for a new set of gloves to put in all the vehicles and then have around the house. Moving on from that, though, there is a cheap tire repair kit. This came from like Walmart or something. You can probably get a better one on Amazon. This pump is for pumping up tires. This is a rough country pump. I do not recommend this one, but it has gotten the job done. It is very, very slow, and it will not completely pump up a tire without turning off and needing to cool down and reset, which is why I do not recommend it. It is better than nothing, but there are better things for a cheaper price. But then we have a recovery strap here, or a tow strap. This I do recommend. Not good for recovery, pulling vehicles out, but it is very good for towing people off of a road. So you can also use that as, I've used these to just, like my big workbench. I've tied that up to the workbench and hooked up to a vehicle and just backed up or pulled out. And they are good at things, just don't yank on them to pull a vehicle because they will break. I have done that many times. And then I also have a shackle or two in here. I know there's this one right here. Use soft shackles instead. Soft shackles are better. Not necessarily stronger, but if you're using something like this and you need a shackle, a soft shackle will be more than plenty for what you need, and they're smaller and they're lighter. So, going on from that though, from there I have these Hart toolboxes. I think I've talked about them before. I have 4 of them. These are just 2. But in here, a little bit disorganized at the moment, but I'll keep all my Milwaukee batteries here, my Milwaukee tools here for the most part. I have a couple scattered all over the place. I just threw these in there just to get them out of the way. I have a Dremel kit here because this is a Milwaukee Dremel. And then this is kind of just electrical wiring diag stuff. So here's a multimeter, these are leads for it, power probe, and a OBD2 scanner. I do recommend that, but just the box in general is nice. I usually keep this in the Durango with me, so it's there if I need it. However, if you don't drive a shit box, you don't really need anything like that. And then this bottom one is just drawers that I keep random, like these are like body clips. And this one, just for various things, just in case I'm doing something and I rip a bumper off or something, I can hopefully have body clips to put it back on. And this one here, just like ring terminals and butt connectors. Also, you know, in case when I rip the bumper off, I destroy a headlight or a fog light or something, I can also fix that or whatever. And then down here is, put this in one hand yesterday and it got stuck. Right here I just have some tools for like wiring and such, so that if I do have to fix anything, I can get all that done. But yeah, they have a bunch of different ones on here. I did put a link to a bigger one, which also stays with this kit. It's just not on it right now because it's heavy and it's full of stuff. So that's pretty much it for what I can think of. In the car, I also have a meat thermometer. I use that all the time. It's currently dirty. Hunter's actually doing dishes right now, so I'm not showing that. And then I have another one that I use that is, it's like a 4-way meat thermometer. Couldn't find that one on Amazon. I'm sure it's on there, just can't find it. Made by the same people though. That one's great if you do any sort of grilling or smoking or any big cooking, I guess. I usually have one set up in my smoker for a ambient temperature thermometer, so I can monitor how hot everything is, and then I'll put one in whatever it is I'm smoking, monitor the temperature there. That one's really cool because it pairs to my phone, and it will send an alarm if anything gets above or below the temperature that I set it at or whatever. And then I can monitor it from my phone, so I don't got to keep going back outside to check. And then it's 4-way, so if I have one as ambient, I can have 3 more monitoring something else. Don't usually use them all, but it's great. Comes in a little case. Yeah, and then the other basic meat thermometer we use just whenever we're cooking in the kitchen, or I check potatoes. I do check potatoes because sometimes bigger potatoes take longer to cook, or smaller potatoes cook way faster. That one's died on us a couple times. It's waterproof, but it's died a few times. But it's like $10 and it's cheap and it works really well when it works. So we just keep buying them. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I can think of at the moment. I'm sure there's other stuff like this Dewalt Impact. I think everyone should have an Impact. A little like drill impact driver, not the like impact brand. I think those are super cool and handy. Everyone should have one because I mean you can get, obviously it works for bits, but you can get sets like this, like drill bits that work in the Impact as well. So if you only had money for one, a drill or an Impact driver, I'd recommend the Impact driver, but definitely get a drill. Drills do have their place in life. So yeah, that's that. Nothing else is really speaking out to me that I can think of. So thanks for watching this quick little video. It's probably kind of long actually, but thanks for watching the video. Hopefully this helps you with your Amazon Prime Day deals, or prepare for whatever it is that you're trying to prepare and get ready for. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video.